like clockwork. Forced to celebrate 2 New Year's holidays, forced to witness 2 new patches worth of new skins.
This is tradition.
Shocking absolutely nobody, Lunar Revel is back, sticking to its established pattern of most of the new skins having absolutely nothing to do with the Zodiac animal of choice for the year, having the chosen champions already be a part of previous Lunar Revel events, and forcing us to wait just a little bit longer for the actually interesting and new thematic, leaving us this week instead with a whole bunch of Firecracker skins.
Look how excited I'm getting.
Yeah, I can't say I'm particularly enthused about whenever the skin line returns, in much the same way I feel about Project, Blood Moon, or Spirit Blossom. Counting the ones not explicitly named Firecracker like Kog'Maw or Annie, this thematic is now 18 skins strong, with each one barely making any kind of effort to distinguish themselves from each other or even acknowledge the animal the holiday is supposed to revolve around. I mean, it's Year of the Tiger, right? So we obviously have to make a skin for Rengar, Yuumi, or Nidalee, right? What are you, stupid or something? Obviously, we're giving it to Tristana! Regardless, there's still quite a bit to go through, so let's begin with what I think is the best one, Firecracker Ziggs. You know, I thought this one already existed in a good way, because of course the champion whose entire concept revolving around an unhealthy obsession with explosives was going to be a perfect fit for a fireworks themed skin, and they deliver. Every ability looks and sounds just as wonderfully explosive as you'd imagine, except for the ults. Oddly enough, that one's a little bit lacking. The costuming hurts the most, I think, mainly because there's just so many other Firecracker skins already established. The Dancing Lion cosplay aspect isn't exactly unique either, especially with this specific batch of Firecracker skins. And the eyes, especially in the splash art, and you can skip this part if you want to, because I cannot unsee just how much he looks like he's been infected with one of those snail zombie parasites.
Oh my god, that's disgusting.
Ruby is the best chroma, 7 out of 10. Firecracker Yuumi. How nice to see you, dear cats. Even though it would have been nicer to see you during the Firecracker skins release during the actual Year of the Tiger.
Too late!
4 years too late.
I feel completely indifferent on this one, honestly. It's got some cute visual effects, especially on the shield, but I so wish Riot would just step up their game when it comes to Yuumi skins. The whole Calico Cat thing is fine, but plenty of chromas on her other skins already do something similar. I just think it would have been so cool if they made the extra effort to turn her into one of those little coin cats, or hell, an actual lion parade like they did with Kog'Maw. But it's just like Shiba Yuumi, you know? There was a fun idea there in theory, but at the end it's just kind of a cat in a cosplay. Tanzanite is the best chroma, 5 out of 10. Firecracker Seraphine. I think this skin is a victim of the visual clarity curse, but kind of in reverse. Mainly with the platform, having it right atop a dancing lion. Pretty fun, and I do appreciate the detail that it actually blinks, but ultimately because it lacks the elongated body of these parade floats, seen in the recall animation even, it kind of just looks like she's riding around on a severed head half the time. On top of, let's be honest, Seraphine has had more than her fill of Lunar Revel skins by this point, so it's starting to feel a little repetitive. Don't worry though, Sarah Stans, if you didn't like this one either and preferred she was a part of the Petals of Spring skin line instead, well, I have good news for you, and high hopes that the vocal minority won't cause another Star Guardian situation. Pearl is the best chroma, 4 out of 10. Firecracker Poppy. On the one hand, I like it. Turning her hammer into a giant drum is pretty inspired. It certainly creates some glorious sound effects. But on the other hand, yeah, I don't know, the hammer's kind of the only thing the skin's got going for it, huh? Take Mordekaiser, Ornn, Jace, or any other, you could have accomplished the exact same thing to equal effect. All the while, Poppy already has plenty of cutesy skins to her name, so I don't know, I don't really know why you'd ever pick this one. Amethyst is the best chroma, 4 out of 10. Firecracker Caitlyn Kiraman. This is easily the worst one. I do appreciate that the bio confirms her obsession with Seraphine is a constant across the multiverse, and in-game, her face model is probably the closest we've ever gotten to how she actually looks in Arcane, ironically even more so than the Arcane skins.
You'd believe it?
But the face model does not match with that splash. Remove the gun from here and tell me you'd be able to recognize this was Caitlyn at all. I know it sounds like I'm getting hung up on minute details, but this skin is just so derivative of all the other Firecracker skins that have come before it, and even Caitlyn's own skin line with how many Lunar Revel skins she already has. It's just kind of a nothing skin to me, so much so, even while recording this, I'm forgetting who Wait, who are we talking about? Ruby is the best chroma, 3 out of 10. Firecracker Ash. You know, right, I see the horse bow, I see the hair done up to look like little horse ears, and I see the tiny horses replacing the hawkshot.
Hey, Haktua!
But like, that's a lot of effort to force the horse thematic into Ash when, are you just allergic to Rel or something? Like the character whose whole entire concept is built around riding on top of a horse. You can even have the armor make it so it dresses her to look like one of the dancing lions. You can have both of the aesthetics from this year's Firecracker skins in the same skin, instead of just defaulting to Ash. Again. Look, it's not terrible, certainly better than some of these others and how it uses her abilities to display the fireworks. The VFX and sound effects are nice at least, but Ash already has so many great skins, and I can't help but it's Year of the Horse, guys. Come on, give the not-so-honorary Medarda a W for once in her life, please. Pearl is the best chroma, 5 out of 10. At the end of it all, Firecracker 2026 gets a 5 out of 10. It should be pretty apparent by this point that I'm not the biggest fan of this skin line, and unlike the return of High Noon or Blood Moon, or not really Snow Moon, that's a lot of moon skins though, these newest additions didn't do much to sway my old opinion. But what about yours? Do you think I'm being a little harsh on these guys, or like me, are you far more excited for the actually new Petals of Spring skin line to grace us next patch? Be sure to let me know down in the comments, and make sure to meet back here next video to collectively wallow in sorrow with me about how the new Aurelion Soul Mythic scam, it actually looks kinda cool. God damn it!